All right. Hey, guys, welcome in to a brand new episode of Sound Supply, episode 1. That's right, our first episode of 2022. And we have a good one. We're bringing in our partner, American Time, and Chuck Olson, who is the Vice President of Sales and Service over there. And we're going to be doing a quick Q&A and a discussion on how these collaborations actually happen. Before we get into it, guys, Sound Supply is back. We're down to one episode a month, covering everything you need to know about commercial AV. So be on the lookout on all of our social media channels for updates on that. All right, so let's bring in Chuck Olson, Vice President of Sales and Service at American Time. Chuck, how you doing?
Good, thanks, Eric.
All right, Chuck, let's get this going. And thanks for joining us. We always appreciate it. And we're very excited about this collaboration.
Yeah. So is American Time. You know, we work with both TOA in Canada as well as TOA in the USA.
Oh, I didn't know you guys are with Canada as well. Yes. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Excellent. Chuck, just briefly tell us about yourself or your role at American Time and how long you've been with the company, your history, anything like that.
Yeah, I spent the majority of my career in the Silicon Valley. I was a semiconductor guy, but grew up in Minnesota, and American Time is based in Minnesota. And so I came back a number of years ago to come back to Minnesota and joined American Time as its Vice President of Sales. Today, I primarily focus in on our more advanced products, which include EverAlert and all of our network clocks, our PoE and Wi-Fi clocks.
Very cool. Very cool. So Chuck, when I heard of American Time, immediately thought clocks. It brought me back to my childhood years in grade school in the 90s, looking at this big analog, really boring looking clock for hours and hours and hours. I go on your website today and I see something completely different. I see a lot of progression. I see the move towards IP, video over IP, audio over IP, triggers over IP, everything going in that direction. And this is your EverAlert system. So this came out a couple years ago, correct?
Yeah, it's about 3.5, 4 years product, but it really started to gain a lot of momentum in the last 18 months or so. We've really exploded as far as the number of units out there. We really looked at our history. We've been providing clock systems to schools for close to 40 years. And so we took a look at that real estate that is allocated in a classroom to a clock and said, what can we do with that real estate? What can we do to make it a more multifunctional tool instead of just a single point tool, which was just tell time? What could we do with it? And so we developed the EverAlert system, and it's really our state-of-the-art system now for a classroom.
Excellent, excellent. And Chuck, do you just want to show us, I guess, the insertion point or the first experience the user gets when logging into the what is the EverAlert system? Can we get a visual on that?
Yeah, sure. So the EverAlert system is really a combination of the devices that are in the classroom or in the hallway, and then the interface, or what we call in cloud, which controls it. And everything is cloud-based, so there's no software or hardware to buy other than the devices themselves. The heart of the system is the 22-inch display that you're seeing here. This is what replaces that clock in the classroom. And as you can see, it's much more than a clock. We can brand it for the school. We can make it a digital clock or an analog clock. So we take the debate out whether we should be teaching kids how to do big hand, little hand. We can do that, and I can change that clock to an digital clock if I want. And then we can do messaging. As you can see, there's messaging on that system. And so for requirements where they want a larger format display, then as you can see behind me, we have EverAlert on a large screen television. And that's really done by the use of a product that we call the Dynamic View, which is a basically a set-top box that takes all the intelligence of EverAlert, puts it in a set-top box, and anything with an HDMI input, we can drive and turn it into an EverAlert like we do with the large screen.
Right.
And then the third part of the system is really the EverAlert portal, which has all of the information about the devices and all the capabilities and how we control EverAlert through the portal.
Yeah, Chuck, my experience with InCloud and the portal itself, I mean, right away, I was blown away by how easy it was to actually use. So in terms of the end user or the system manager actually using this, it's a breeze, right?
Yeah, and that was intentional on our part, because a lot of systems for doing messaging or such in schools requires IT to get involved to put up the content or whatever. And we felt that primarily it's that office administrator who might want to put up a message or to do the bell scheduling or whatever,
Yeah.
and not have to get the principal or the IT person involved. So we tried to make the interface as intuitive and as simple as possible. And I think our bell scheduler in particular is probably one of the most intuitive and easy to use bell schedulers that anybody's ever had an opportunity to interface with.
Yeah, I love it. And you're absolutely right. Here at TOA, we get calls on how to change bell schedules from those front end people, which requires training or a pass over to the integrator, which kills time. All great things. I mean, I love what I'm hearing. I love what I'm seeing. Chuck, in terms of the collaboration with us here at TOA and with you at American Time, or your team at American Time, how did that collaboration start? Where did that begin?
Yeah, well, it started actually with Canada. We worked with the Canadian group, and then from there, they learned about, I think the TOA USA learned about us through that group, and then got contacted by people, Dan Shore with TOA America, and then we started talking about how we could collaborate together. And one area that was really interesting was our bell scheduler and the ability to basically use the dynamic view as a programmable tone generator. With the dynamic view, we can play any MP3 file that you can come up with, and we can play hall passing music. We can have any kind of customizable tones that the customer might want to come up with, and we can use that dynamic view to interface with your audio systems and basically play the bells through the whole school with your audio capabilities.
Yeah, and obviously it doesn't just stop with our intercom systems, but we also have overhead paging systems and whatnot, large amplification systems. This could all be tied in to anything we make, which is fantastic, and all be controlled in InCloud, which is a one-stop shop and be easily managed.
Yeah. So what's just to kind of show you a little bit about that scheduler is basically you have a calendar, and you can basically set up just by selecting very easily what days you want to pick for a particular bell schedule. Come over here and pick a bell schedule, whether we want that to be the normal bell schedule, and hit apply. And now that whole bell schedule has been completed for that day.
Just like that.
We have zoning built in, and it just makes it really simple. If you want to select the whole month, you just select the whole month. If you want to go in and select just one day, you can do that. So it's basically, however you want to interface with it, you just point at what you want. If you wanted to look at the details of this schedule, you just click on it and you get the details of the schedule. If you want to click on a particular event, you just click on it and you will get the details for that event. So it's very intuitive, very easy to use, and it allows people to customize and do their bell schedules very easily.
And Chuck, unlimited zones? Am I understanding that correctly?
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
You can create as many zones as you want. It's as simple as going up into the display here and say adding a zone, and then you can specify what devices are part of that zone. And so if you have a K through 12 school, you can have elementary school zone, you can have a middle school zone, a high school zone, hallway only zone. Maybe you want to create a zone for the shop and the music room, so they get a 5-minute warning bell to clean up or whatever. You can create different zones just as easily as giving it a title and picking the devices that you want in that zone.
Excellent. And also, I did read up on media upload, also unlimited. Is that all cloud saved, server based, I guess?
Yeah. So what we do is we allow you to save MP3 files. And so under media and audio, you just upload those. And as you can see, I have quite a few on mine. I have some hall passing music. I have different bell chimes. I have different voices for principal lockdown or whatever, and different sirens or whatever you want to do. You can basically upload those to the cloud and then use them. It's not completely unlimited. I think we're limited to some large number, but it's something that I've not ever hit the limit of yet.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Chuck, excellent information. We just wanted to give you guys a treat on the power of InCloud and EverAlert and the collaboration we have here at TOA, where EverAlert will drive any of our audio systems, intercom, overhead paging, full range audio, whatever that may need. This could be the source or the trigger for emergency evacuation. So many different applications out there, Chuck.
Yeah, I think that's really key. One of the big components of EverAlert is its ability to be a daily use tool, like tell time and do messaging. But in the event of that emergency, to be able to communicate that very quickly, like we can do with a lockdown alarm. We can create a lockdown and have an overhead page going on and also have that visual. So if kids are hearing impaired or they're in a high noise environment, they can also get the visual notification as well.
Awesome. And Chuck, correct me if I'm wrong, I see a logo in the upper left-hand corner there on the display. That's fully customizable?
Absolutely. We customize the layouts for every one of our customers so they can brand this for their company, their school, their institution, whatever. So the colors of the panels are completely customizable. You can get pretty elaborate with some of them. I have one for a local fitness center here that I can put up that ends up being pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
Chuck, if the user wanted to design their own their own logo, whatever that may be, is that possible? Could they import in or something like that?
Well, they can send us their logo or their image, and then we do it. We do it for the customer because of just we want to make sure the spacing and everything that
absolutely understood
that's done. So we do it for the customer. But here you can see one that's pretty elaborate that we've done for a particular fitness school or a fitness facility.
Facility, right? Okay.
Yeah, so you can change them that quickly. Just a couple clicks of the mouse and you can change the layout.
Cool. All right, Chuck, let's wrap this up. What does the future of this collaboration here at TOA, you guys, what does the future look like when it comes to a system like this, and what can we expect from American Time going forward? Because I see a lot of progression.
Yeah, that's the power of this tool, is that it's a platform that we continue to add on to and add capabilities to it. One of probably the most requested thing that we get right now is, can I do videos? Can I display video messages?
I was actually gonna ask you that.
And I have it spec'd out for engineering. It's just a matter of getting enough engineering resources but we're going to allow customers to create their own videos using any tool they want. If they want to use PowerPoint, they can do that, or if they want to use Adobe Premiere or anything that can create an MP4 file. That's really the thing I'm looking for, is give me an MP4 and then I'll figure out how to schedule it and play it on the displays.
Exactly. Very cool stuff. All right, Chuck. Well, thanks again. We're
All
super
right.
happy that you're working with us. Thank you for your time. Great news. It's just good to know that, you know, you guys are working hard in the background. This system is fully scalable. I mean, there's no limits essentially for what it can possibly do. So we're excited.
Yeah, so are we. And you know,
Yeah.
we're not an intercom or an audio company, and so teaming up with TOA really is makes a really good combination for what we do and what you guys do. So it's a really good partnership.
Excellent. Thank you, Chuck. And thank you guys for tuning in. Again, this is Eric from TOA Electronics. We will see you next month with a new episode of Sound Supply. Take care.